Hi, welcome to day 37 of 100 Days of Katie. My name is Christian. I'm Katie's oldest of two brothers. When Katie was born, I was 9, Andrew was 7 years old, and she was born kind of right in the middle of a rivalry that was starting and probably carried on for another 10 years or so. So she, off the bat, was a referee. She was a sweet girl. It was pretty hard to throw tennis balls at each other or even hard balls or whatever we could get to in the middle of our fights when there's a little girl trying to stop us and blowing bubbles or doing whatever she was doing as a little girl. Anyway, as we grew older, we became good friends, which is great. And that's one piece of gratitude that I kind of have, that we've always stayed strong and stayed together and true and love. The things I'm grateful for Katie is she has, first of all, the sense of humor, our love of food. Whenever we get together, it's always what are you bringing? What do you want to make? What do you want to try? What do you want to play? With Katie, it's easy with games, riddles, I Spy. We had games that we used to play as a kid when we had trips in the car to hockey games. One game we called Newmarket Bingo because we had a tournament that both Andrew and I played in, and as well as Katie, and Newmarket seemed like it was a day's drive, even though it was 45 minutes, but those 45 minutes went by playing a game called Newmarket Bingo. And usually I picked a thing like a blue car and an ambulance and a silo or something like that. The first person to pick all three won the game, and then we started over again with three other things. So it's always those types of things. You don't really need something in your hands physically to come up with a game. And Katie's always had those games where we can sit, and if it's silent for 5 seconds, there's a game, and we're guessing or we're doing something. I'm grateful for her love of corny jokes. Just the other night, I sent her a joke. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I know it was funny though. And of course, she sent me one the other night. For example, it was what happens when you have a corduroy pillow. You make headlines. Little things like that we just love, and even riddles. Katie would always come in and she'd let you stir for about 10 minutes until she told you the answer of the riddle. Something like what word begins with E, ends with E, and only has one letter, and it's envelope. Something like that. But you'd stir for about 10 or 15 minutes and just have a great time trying to figure things out. Those are things that I'm grateful for. I'm trying to think of other things that there's so many other things that I'm grateful for Katie, with all the things she does, just her love, her memory on, as she said before, and other people too, of her memory of birthdays and different things, and great ideas for gifts. All the time I'm leaning on her. What about this? And what do you think of that? And then she comes out with something totally amazing and a great idea. And for that, I'm grateful for too. I also understand that we're to put a thing in here too, things that we're grateful for just ourselves in ordinary life. And there's a lot that I have to be grateful for. I have a roof over my head. I have a good job. I have a boat that I love to fish in. I have different things, an area to hunt. I have a love for the outdoors. I'm able to get out there and do those sorts of things. But those things are kind of materialistic. It's the little things that kind of boil down to love. And I'm really grateful that I have a loving family that loves me and I love them. I have a loving girlfriend. I'm trying to think of other things. Another thing, probably one of the most things I'm grateful for, even more so, is for Keith. Going back years ago when Keith and Katie started dating, Keith was around my age. Me and him had been friends. We'd played cards. We'd watched football together. He had no real knowledge of Katie, I don't think. And when they started dating, there was just this little bit I didn't really like it too much. And over the course of a couple of years, it grew on me a bit, but it still wasn't. And after everything Katie's been through, I couldn't have asked for a better brother-in-law and caretaker of Katie. And for that, Keith, I am so grateful. The number of things he's done, the time he's given up for my family and for Katie is just unbelievable, and it's something not everybody is lucky enough to have. And again, I'm grateful for that. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up and just say I really appreciate everybody. That's another grateful thing I am too, of everybody coming up with this. Here's day 37, and I'm sure there's many, many more coming. But what a nice thing to do. And anyway, God bless. Thanks.